Be warned, this video will contain spoilers. Industry's third season kicks off with a bang in episode 1, and it's clear the stakes have never been higher for the Pierpoint crew. While some people have drawn comparisons between Industry and Succession, I have to say, the youth of these characters adds a whole different layer of intensity. Their reckless behavior, whether it's fueled by sex, drugs, or ambition, feels almost excusable given their age. But more importantly, this youth turns Industry into a financial coming-of-age story. Each of these characters is at a pivotal point, evolving and being shaped by the ruthless environment of Pierpoint. As we step into Season 3, the question looms. Who will Harper, Yasmin, Robert, and Eric become by the end of this journey? Right from the start, the shift in mood is palpable. Just take a look at Yasmin in the opening sequence on the Lady Yasmin. The bags under her eyes tell you everything you need to know. The show's visual style has darkened too, with scenes that feel grainy and dull, reflecting the weary state of its characters. It's like a reminder that the bankers aren't just playing the game anymore. They're neck-deep in it, and their decisions now carry serious consequences. So, where do we leave off? Robert's still entangled with the manipulative Nicole. Yasmin's been cut off from her father's wealth, and Harper lost her job at Pierpoint thanks to Eric's betrayal. Now, let's dive into where they are now. Yasmin's story kicks off on a somber note. After a brief struggle on the yacht, trying to distance herself from her father's toxicity, she's now living in a run-down house, dodging the paparazzi. Her father's on the run, evading embezzlement charges, and the British tabloids have dubbed her the embezzling heiress. But there's nothing glamorous about her reality. She's barely hanging on at work, where her position is on the line. Her boss, Eric, knows she's no Harper, and when William Adler mentions needing to fire someone, Yasmin is the first target. Yet, surprisingly, Kenny Kilbane steps in to defend her, proving he's evolved into a genuinely nice guy, almost like a big brother figure to her. On the trading floor, the buzz is all about Lumi, a green energy firm that Pierpoint is preparing to take public. But this IPO is far from smooth sailing. Robert, who's been closely working with Lumi's CEO, Sir Henry Muck, knows this all too well. Muck's erratic behavior and manipulation of Lumi's earnings reports have caused a major investor to pull out at the last minute, creating a disastrous situation for both the IPO and Pierpoint. Robert is struggling to manage the chaos Muck has unleashed. Outside of work, Robert seems to be doing well, on the surface. He owns the house Yasmin is living in and is in a stable relationship with Venetia. But just as we start to hope that Robert's got it together, he sneaks out in the middle of the night to see Nicole. This is where things take a dark turn. After a tender post-coital cuddle, Robert wakes up to find Nicole dead beside him. The shock of this moment is profound, and Robert's emotional spiral on the Pierpoint trading floor is heartbreaking. Eric's not doing any better. He's a mess. His personal life is in shambles, and his professional life isn't far behind. After a night of indulgence with Yasmin and her lawyer friend, Eric arrives at the office in terrible shape, only to impulsively decide to fire Kenny. It's a move that feels more like a punishment for Kenny daring to see Eric in a vulnerable state than a legitimate decision. Eric's downward spiral is hard to watch, especially since he seems to have lost the only person he could connect with on a human level, Harper. Speaking of Harper, she's landed on her feet. Sort of. She's working at Future Dawn, an ESG hedge fund, but much to her frustration, she's stuck in an administrative role. Still, Harper being Harper, she's maneuvering her way into a financial position, targeting Petra, a disgruntled partner at Future Dawn, as her way in. Harper's determination is as fierce as ever, even if the odds are stacked against her. The episode ends with the Lumi IPO, which goes off the rails when a power outage throws Pierpoint and Lumi into chaos. It's a hilarious reminder that Industry isn't just sexy and thought-provoking. It's also got a wicked sense of humor. Now, what do you think? How do you feel about the direction the show is taking in Season 3? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to hear your take on Yasmin's struggle, Robert's spiral, and what's next for Harper and Eric.